Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Air Hauler 2 with Make Me Heard 37. So our last night we were gathering some, I believe it was building materials to take them to our base in Jacksonville, where we have a factory that was making emergency housing. Because we have a humanitarian mission taking emergency housing down to the Bahamas, affected by the hurricane. Was it Dorian, I believe? And so in this episode, we're going to take that housing. We've got a bunch of, I had another pilot, this guy, Brian Elliott. He's been flying back and forth, getting a bunch of building materials and stuff, and taking it over to Jacksonville. So we actually got a bunch of emergency housing now. He is heading to, I can't remember exactly where he's going. I think, yeah, MYGF, Grand Bahamas. We're going to take some building materials over down to Freeport in the Bahamas. That's MYGF, I believe it's Grand Bahamas International. I thought we could go to Nassau. Nassau's not included, though, in the humanitarian missions. It's the capital of the Bahamas, so I figured that would be an option, but no. So you've got Grand Bahamas International in Freeport, Marsh Harbor, Treasure Cay, and Grand Bahamas, I don't even know, OXAF, I have no idea what that is. And then Deepwater City. So those are the five, and so we're going to go to MYGF, Grand Bahamas International. Let's look at this in FS Commander. So taking off from Jacksonville, KJAX. Zoom in here a little bit. You can see the wind coming out of the northeast. So we're going to take off on runway 8. It's a heading of 077 degrees. In Grand Bahamas, you can see it's coming from basically due east. So we will land on runway 6. That's a heading of 067 degrees. You can see it's about approximately 284 nautical miles. So let's come over to our plane right here. And we'll go ahead and load it up. I've got it up to 43% fuel. It says it's enough for 243 miles out of our 280-some miles. But we lean it out and everything, so we actually use a lot less fuel than that. You can see we've already got 5,000. I think Brian Elliott's got like 1,200 or something. So we've got a ton. So we'll go ahead and load this. 1181 is what we've got capacity for because of the fuel. Probably should have had a little bit less fuel, but that's all right. And I'll leave us with 3850. I'll probably just have that guy Brian or somebody deliver the rest of it. I'm not going to take a ton of... I've actually only got today off. It's already getting late. And this is on the 1st, and today is the 19th, and I've only got, 3 more? Well, I might have... Well, maybe we'll do another flight from there. I don't know. I was thinking that I wasn't going to have time on my next day off, but I guess I will. Alright, so let's go over here. Well, actually, we can do it from that screen. Fly this aircraft ourselves. And we're going to MYGF. In Freeport. I don't have any scenery for it. I've got scenery for Jacksonville, and that's it. Actually, now I think about it, I got to start FSX before we click through this, because I was doing another flight landing video. VFR. I think we're going to go up to 8,500 feet. The direction is actually 045 degrees. But we'll go up in the odds, or evens, I mean. I'm going to move this back a little bit. And less position. Alright, and I guess with that, we can go ahead and move on over to the plane. Alright, everybody, here we are in our plane. Take a look outside. There's somebody, I don't know, would that be one of our people? Our guy already left. I don't know if we had anybody else there. So I don't know if that's one of our planes or not. You know, one thing, it is loud, and this guy just drove up on us. Saw him coming. Just drove up on us. I don't know what he's doing. Hold on 1 second. We gotta go. I'll be right back. I gotta load that flight plan real quick. Be right back. Alright, I'm back. By the way, I've got scenery in extremely dense because this is the only add-on scenery we're using. Unfortunately, there at the Bahamas, we've got stock scenery, so it should be alright. Alright, pre-flight inspections, everything is done. I did turn off my parking brake there for a minute. So the brakes tested and set. Circuit breakers are all pushed in. All the electrical equipment should be pushed off. This came off, so we should be good there. Avionics master switch is off. Cowl flaps are open. Fuel selector valve is in both. Avionics circuit breakers pushed in. Alright, so let's start her up. Throttle 1/4 of an inch, although I usually go a little bit further. Prop is in high RPM. Mixture is in idle cutoff. Propeller area is clear. Let's turn on our beacon. Auxiliary fuel pump switch comes on. Actually, before that, I was going to say, how's that going to get power? Alright, master switch is on. Now we turn our flashing beacon on. Fuel pump. Make sure we get flow. Should be good there. Cut that off. Fuel pump comes off. Give it a little bit of fuel. Let's see if she can get started up here. So you usually got to push the throttle in more to get her to start up, so... I'm not sure why they always say like 1/4 of an inch, because it won't start up if I do it just 1/4 of an inch. Bring that back a little bit. Alright, so we're at full reach now. Oil pressure is in the green here. Ammeter is charging. And we'll put on our nav lights. Where are they? Right there. Our nav lights. And avionics master switch can come on. Radios are all on. Let's make sure our flaps are retracted. I always thought that was kind of odd that that's one of like the startup things, but yeah. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and switch that over. GPS, let's get all of our radios and everything on. Goes to standby. Let's set this to 8,500 feet. That's our cruising altitude. Pitot heat coming on. Good stuff. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and turn our taxi lights on. We're going to go ahead and get our taxi on. Actually, before we do that, well, while we're doing it, get my stuff out here. Runway 8 is a heading of 077 degrees. Knocked the down a little bit. It just sounds bad, like she's going to shut off. If I can get that 077 degrees. I do believe that is this runway out here, by the way. We are very heavy, by the way. When I actually got in the plane, for whatever reason, I don't know if it was because of the way from last time, but we're actually, the tail was on the ground and the nose was up in the air. And I had to go take some of the weight off, and it plopped the nose back to the ground. And then got the weight reset. So we are at our max capacity, by the way. We'll taxi on down here to the left. I don't remember exactly how much runway we have. I believe when we land, we have to go a good ways down here. See, I hate this EZDok. I have to hit the middle mouse button to be able to look around after I go outside or inside as well. I have no idea what that's all about. That's really annoying, and I haven't been able to find a way to get around that. I'm kind of thinking, we might be able to take off right here at this intersection. It looks like there's a plane down there. They're probably taking off in this direction. If that is a plane, it does look like one. So let's go ahead and look. I'm going to stop right here. Just find if I can find a good view out here so I can move us. There we go. So do we have enough runway? I think we do. Because like I say, we always have to roll out a good ways when we land here. What was that? I thought something like hit us all of a sudden. Like it like shook the plane all of a sudden. What in the world? Man o' day. I thought maybe a truck had hit us or something. That was odd. So let's come out here and then we'll do our run up. I'm going to swing out just a little to the left to give us just a little bit more room. Parking brakes are on. There he is. I can't see him. Oh, there he is. Make sure we're going to need that here for a second. Alright, so let's do our before takeoff checklist. A parking brake is set. Cabin doors, all that. Flight controls. Everything looks good. Rudder pedals are fine. Flight instruments, checking set. We're in GPS. We have our heading set. Everything looks good. Our altitude is set. Fuel quantity, we should be about 43%, and that looks about right there. Mixture is full rich. Fuel selector valve, recheck, it is in fact in both. We've got to go ahead and trim this a little bit. Although as heavy as we are in the back, I don't think I want to go too much. Alright, throttle. Let's remove that. Get up to 1800 RPM. We'll go ahead and check our mags. They've actually been working. It looked fine. Wow, they're actually working. That's crazy. Prop, we'll go ahead and cycle the prop. That's good. Vacuum gauge is in the green. Ammeter is charging. Annunciator panel, I see nothing, no warnings there. Check idle. And now to 1,000 or less, it says. I'll put it right around 1,000. I want to get my engine temperature up before we actually take off. So, strobe lights, we'll get that in just a second. Radios, I'll set it, transponder here in a second. Nav GPS, we are in GPS. Autopilot is off. Cabin windows are closed. Wing flaps, I'll give it one notch. Cowl flaps are open. We are ready for takeoff. Just checking to see if there's anyone there. Yeah, they're landing. Looks like a southwest. They're probably going to want to. I hope there's an area for them to exit the runway there. Because if not, we're going to be in the way. Brakes coming off. Strobes and landing lights coming on. Guess I'll come over here just a bit. Transponder on. I think there was a place right there for them to exit the runway. I can't see because of that post. And I can't move because EZDok makes it too damn difficult. Went just over it, didn't we? No. Man, I can't get myself set up. There, I couldn't even see the middle line.
Jacksonville ground, Southwest 505, request taxi to the gate.
Alright.
Southwest 505, taxi to gate Charlie, 4 via taxiway.
Full power.
Victor, Papa, Romeo.
Forward pressure on the stick.
Taxiing to gate Charlie, 4 via taxiway, Juliet.
Kind of funny we're on the ground frequency.
505.
There's our 60 knots. I'm going to let her get just a little bit quicker. Trying to get my nose down. We're drifting off to the right. Mainly worried about our nose because of our speed. Just over 70 knots. Gonna go ahead and retract the flaps. That helps with that drag. So now we're over 80 knots. Alright, Air Hauler 2's got us. Trying to trim her out. It takes forever to trim this plane. We've got so much weight in the back. There's a nice little field over there on the dirt runway. See, I let go to see what she's gonna do, and man, she just wants to go nose up because of all that weight in the back. Like I say, we're fully loaded too. All right, let's start our turn to the right. Then once we get set, we'll start setting up for the climb, even though I know we're supposed to be starting up for the climb here. But I've only got two hands. I hate to fly with my left and get everything set up with the right. Now see, now we just like hit a trim point where it wants to put nose down. It's kind of an annoying thing with this plane. Doesn't it look like there's a shower over there? Like a local shower? Bring our power down a bit. We should be at what, 2400 RPM? That's correct. All right, I'm going to go ahead and turn on the autopilot. Switch it over to nav. And I'm going to fly it right now at 500 feet a minute and see how that does, because our speed is going to come down. Alright, we should be at about 23 inches. Yep, we're at 23.3. I was eyeballing it. 500 feet a minute. We want to keep her, I believe, between 85 and 95 knots. So we're right there now. See, we're getting a little slow again. She's bouncing around a little bit as well. Got to 3. Arm it for the altitude. 8,500 feet. 23.1. As we climb, we got to add just a little bit, so I add just a little. Make this a little bit smaller, get the messages off here, clear that out. There we go. Feet a minute. I guess this is actually downtown Jacksonville, this whole area. We never this one thing about this scenery is I really like it, but it doesn't show any of the real surrounding area. It just has the airport just out by its own. It doesn't really, I guess that's the main downtown area with the buildings. I guess this is more like the cargo docks area. I don't know. See another airport up ahead. Alright, let's check this again. Alright, we got 278 miles to go, 2 hours 45 minutes. Of course, when we get up to 8,500 feet, we'll level out and get there a lot quicker than that. So it's the radios, so we're not hearing any of that. We don't use ATC. It's just, I guess this clouds is just like there's like a local shower. Of course, clouds, I use Active Sky and I think Rex textures. That looks really good. I don't know why this looks blurry. Like I say, I've got everything on extremely dense. It's, I mean, it's showing like it's cargo containers and everything, but it just doesn't really look very good. I don't know if that's from the add-on scenery. I mean, it has a totally different color, so you would think so. Now, from up high, it probably wouldn't look that bad, but kind of down here low, it kind of does look bad. So I guess maybe it does contain some of the dock area, some of the port. Can't say I like that at all. Once you get over top, it doesn't look so bad, but I think from up higher it would look even better. But kind of odd looking just out of place with the stock scenery. Getting slightly slow here. To 300, I'm going to go ahead and close the cowl flaps. Can't remember if I've been doing that or not, but it allows the engine to run a little hotter as well, which you do want. Get that exhaust temp up. I'm going to go ahead and lean her out to 90%. And that will bring that exhaust gas temperature up. 1393, 1394. You see it climb. And that's how we know how to lean it. That is the intake, I believe, right? Cylinder head temperature, so not intake. 22.7. I'm going to add just a little, back up to 23. And then once we get up towards altitude, we'll pull that back to about 80%. I think it was the max. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and speed her on up from here, everybody. And I'll be back in just a little bit. Alright, everybody. Slowed it down here. Our runway, our airport and our runway is right over here. You can't really hardly see it. So runway 6 again, 067 is the heading. Got our autopilot taking us down to 2,000 feet. We're coming up on 2,300 right now. Just 5 miles out. Like I said, this is stock scenery. I kind of wish I had some good Bahamas here. We've got Nassau, like I said. That's where I thought we were going to go, but we're at Freeport instead. See, that looks like the dock stuff, so maybe that isn't... Maybe that's... I don't know where that's coming from. Alright, leveling out at 2,000. Bring my power up here. You can feel the bounce around. We've had this plane... I don't know if it's just because it's A to A or what, but man, it's been really bouncy. Just a little bit of wind and stuff, you know, just knocks this plane all around. We're also high here. I'm going to go ahead and take the autopilot off and take control here. I'm going to put this at 067. Get us down here. We're just a little quick there. No, this thing really struggles with any wind. I've been really surprised by that. I don't know if like active sky adds extra wind that we've never had before or what, but this thing gets really, really bad. Trying to slow her down a little here. See, that is dock scenery right there. It's the same stuff. I'm really confused about where that's coming from. So I guess that Cielosim scenery at Jacksonville is only Cielosim scenery. Looks like we're right on the money altitude-wise. She's really wanting to pitch up, though. Let me reset my cues here. I have to pull up because we're descending a little quick there at 1,000 feet. You know, it's been really hard. Even on the autopilot, this thing bounces up and down. I think 8 to 8, you know, with the trimming of this plane, it takes forever. And I think that was actually one thing that was really hurting it. Because she would go up and then she needs to go down. It takes forever for the thing to trim. I think that really got it. I don't know where... Are those planes... going towards the runway? I certainly hope not. They are. That one's about to enter the runway. There's like 3 of them, which is a bit of a problem. Of course, they don't know. Nobody knows that we're landing. So we're in the wrong, but oh well. Of course, this whole area has actually been destroyed now by the hurricane. We're a little high again. I'm going to go ahead and pull out the first notch of flaps. Bring my power back to help it get us down. But see, the nose, and then the nose just... This thing bounces and the nose wants to come straight up. I'm really confused by it. I don't know if it's just because the weight in the back or what. Is that the second plane that went onto the runway? I never saw the first one take off. I guess that there's only 2. I don't know what that other thing is. Second notch of flaps. We're back online here. Now, as I say that, I'm just really struggling with the nose of the plane. And I'm trimming it down like crazy. Of course, that's how you control your speed on landing, but man, it just takes forever to trim it. I'm going to have to actually put a little power in because we're going to get too slow. We're slightly fast and high. That plane is taking off, which is great. Now we're off to the left now. I'm worried about our speed. It feels like we're barely moving. Oh my god. Oh no. Oh jeez. Yeah, we broke something alright. Oh my goodness. I drilled the nose down all of a sudden. Oh my god, that was horrid. It felt like we were about to stall, and I pushed the nose down, and that was terrible. That was abominable. It was a horrible landing. I'll lean this out a little bit. Open the cowling flaps. And that was terrible. Alright, so I don't know. Looks like we're going to have to go pretty far down to get off this runway. So I'll give her a little more power. Oh, I can't believe we did that. Is that the end of the runway? Is the only place you have to come all the way back? That's terrible. Turn my transponder off. Get back over onto the center of the runway. That's really depressing, man. We come all this way and then I butcher it at the end. Trying to think what else we need to do. Transponder's off. Cowling flaps are open. We've leaned out the mixture. We should be good. Here's our exit right here. Here we go. Power. She always sounds like she's going to shut off when we go to idle on the power. So, strobes, landing lights off. I think we're good here. Let's go park. And I don't know, I guess, I mean, the terminal is clear to the right. Yeah, that just takes you down to the other end of the runway. So I have to park as close to the terminal. I don't know if they have any other place down here. It's kind of weird that they have so much of that. I don't even know what those are, actually. I don't know. Those are nav aids or something. I have no idea. There's a ton of hangars down here. So I'm trying to think of what we should do. Because on my next... I mean, we've got to get this thing back to Jacksonville, but we always could have someone else fly it. Because I actually thought about taking the Fokker down here, but we haven't gotten certified on that plane. Because I guess I was looking at the calendar wrong. I didn't think I was going to have time. But now it wouldn't make any sense to fly it down here just because of the amount of emergency housing that we have. So I don't know if I should fly this thing back or not, because I don't think there's any cargo. You can't do anything because of the humanitarian crisis. You can't buy anything or anything, and there's no jobs. So I'm kind of thinking, should I just let one of our newer pilots take over this plane? Actually, I think we need to get another pilot. And maybe have them come and get this plane and take it back. And that Brian Elliott guy, he can... keep on doing all the emergency housing until we're about out of it. I don't even see him down here. Is it possible that we beat him down here? So we'll go park over by the FedEx. What is up with the, like, part of the terminal is missing? Got jetways, but where is the terminal? That's awkward. Not as bad as Detroit. In Detroit, we're always missing buildings. I have no idea why. I have, like I say, I have everything turned up to max on the scenery, so I don't know why that is. Well, crap. It's almost like they're out of place because that Twin Otter is parked right there. I mean, I can't see the ground at all. And there's like these parking areas over here. It's almost like those things are in the wrong area. I don't know what the heck is going on. Alright, we'll put her right here. That parking brake on. Taxi lights can come off. Pitot heat can come off. Alright, securing the plane. Parking brake is set. Throttle is idle. Let me get rid of this. Makes everything easier. Turn all of our electronics off. Alright, all of that is off. The avionics master switch can come off. Mixture. Auto cutoff. Beacon and nav can come off. Ignition comes off. And now our master switch comes off. Alright, and with that, let's go over to Air Hauler. Get ourselves paid. Well, actually, no, I say get ourselves paid. It's for free, obviously. Local aid authorities have accepted your cargo. 0.06. I wonder if I damaged any of the cargo. Deliver humanitarian supplies. I'm glad that actually worked, because I was looking at the humanitarian thing, like, how do I start it, or do I just take it? And that's what kind of risked it. Oh my god, he's just now there? He took off way ahead of us. It's like, they just fly too slow in the settings. Anyhow, took off at 4:13, landed at 6:34, 2 hours and 20 minutes. Although, I did fly at 4X, so I don't know if that affects it or not. I mean, probably it does. Took off with 217 pounds of fuel, landed with 142, max altitude 6,521 feet. Max pitch negative 28.49, max roll 21.85, max speed 137.4, min G 0.0 to negative 0.02, min G 0. Max G's 3.37, max G's exceed 0. And the reason some of that's really odd, as soon as I signed off to fly at 4X, the plane was just it started to stall because it was just bouncing up and down. It pitched way up, and I had to actually cut off the autopilot and take control, and actually pause the game and everything to regain control. Because it just, with the wind, it just, and the way it trims, it bounces up and down. So stall false, overspeed false, landing description positive, landing gear on true, landing on asphalt, surface damage 0, damage to the plane only 1. I'm really surprised by that. Landing speed negative, or VSI 3 came out 337.5 feet a minute. Landing speed 61.37, landing pitch negative 2.18, landing roll 5.46, landing heading 69.76, landing wind speed 17, wind direction 90. Go ahead and finish that. And just 1% damage to the plane. I'm surprised by that because we drilled the freaking ground. So we're down here at MYGF. Like I say, I don't know what to do next. I'm thinking I'll just let this guy keep on flying the humanitarian supplies down here. We're going to look, see exactly how much we've got. He takes about 1,200 at a time. So yeah, that's emergency housing. So that would be basically 3 flights for him. And I can hand this plane off to a new pilot. We can get a new pilot. Station him at Jacksonville to begin with and go get that plane. And fly it back. Because we need to check. I don't know exactly what planes I'm certified to fly. Because the next one, I know I have to do the B1900. And that might be it. Then we have the CRJ. Obviously don't have that either. I don't have the F-27. We need that. I'm not sure if I ever did the 350 Chieftain or not. So I'll have to check on that because we got to get certified in some of these planes. But yeah, so I don't know exactly what we'll do next. Probably move on to a new plane. As much fun as that kind of has been getting back into the 182, I need to get certified in some other planes and start flying around. Anyhow, that's going to be it for this episode, everybody. I hope y'all did enjoy it. I'll catch you guys on the next flight.